Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Green Engineer Cycles. I'm Joel, and today we're going to be talking about my new bike. Now, if you follow along on the channel, you know that I love 80s mountain bikes. I think they're a blast to ride, they're a lot of fun, and I also love fun paint jobs, splatter paint, cool colors, and this bike combines both of those things, and it was made right here in Minnesota, and it was actually made only about 20 miles from the shop. So behind me, I have Mark Zay. So Mark was a local frame builder out of Excelsior, Minnesota. He started in 1984 and made frames up until like 99 or 2000. And Mark would build you anything you wanted. I have seen road race bikes. I have seen touring bikes. I have seen them in stainless steel, lugged, TIG. Tandems, triples. I have a flyer of his on my website from 1990. And literally, he says in his flyer, he will build, if you bring him a blueprint, he will build it. So he built anything. So every time I see a bike of his, it's different. He didn't make production runs that I know of. Everything that I have seen is different, custom for the buyer, and they're all really cool. But to me, this is the coolest Mark Zay that I've seen, and I am now the proud new owner of it. And I've ridden it around, and it is awesome. So let me give you a tour and kind of talk over some things about it. The gentleman I got it from was uncertain of its age, but thinks 1986. And based on the parts that are on it, that seems to check out. It is partially M700 deer head build, has the front derailleur. Now, I have done nothing to this since I've gotten it other than ride it and wipe it down with a rag. So I plan to do a full, new chain, re-grease everything this winter. But the shop is really busy still, so it's rideable as it is. I'm going to continue to ride it, and then this winter I will give it the beauty treatment that it deserves. But as I was saying, seems like it probably started life out as mostly M700. We have the front derailleur here. We have the M700 brake levers, and we have the MC70 canny brakes, which would have been the cantilever brakes that went with the 700 group set. You can see they have a really cool pinch bolt for the cable. Now it has Mafic cable hangers, but one of the first newer bits we see, but was available in 86, is the Dior 730. So these are Dior XT M730s, which would have been available in 86, as that group set came out in 1986. So it does mesh with the fact that it's 1986. Now, down here, you'll see we have a Dior MT60. Now, this group set didn't come out until 87 or 88. So I'm assuming that it had a deer head and something happened to it in 87 or 88, and this was the replacement, because that would mesh with the brakes and the front derailleur and the brake levers. So I'll probably put a deer head on it just to match. Now, I haven't even talked about the paint yet, and you've probably noticed the paint is black with like light brown gold splatter with matched bull moose bar. So this is a paint matched bull moose bar, and I don't know if the video does it justice, but this paint job is epic. I don't think I've ever seen a black with brown splatter. I feel like a lot of the black splatter flames are black with white, like the Diamondback Axis, I believe it is, that had the black paint with the white splatter. And you see his cool Mark Zay Cycles graphic on the seat tube and on the down tube. Now, also, I don't have one, but it does have the bolts for a shoulder strap. So I really want to get a shoulder strap either made or find one to put on there, because I think that'll really look the part. 2 bottle cages on the down tube. One here and one here. So that is cool. Nothing underneath. Also, in the lugs, there's a Z for Zay on this down tube lug. And I don't think there's one anywhere else. But all the lugs are really nicely shaped. And like the scallop, like this, everything's great. And he has this really cool canty cable stop that comes out. It's just one-sided that I really like the look of. And now these wheels are Dior XT 730s? Yep, 730s to black Araya RM20. So again, those would have been out in 86. So that, I think, kind of that fits the time frame. And I mean, it is just one cool bike. Sun Tour XC, big old bear trap pedals. Avocet touring saddle, which is seen somewhere but is still there. And the crank is the Seguino AT, which I feel like is a fairly common crank on these 80s, mid-80s mountain bikes, triple. So yeah, I'm really excited. If it wasn't raining, I would take it out and ride it today. But, so yeah, this is my new 80s mountain bike that I plan on, giving the complete restoration to this winter when I have more free time. But I just couldn't help but show all of you this sweet bike. I really love local frame builders. This is my 3rd local Minnesota frame. I have a Wimmer, which I haven't built up yet, but I plan to. Now I have this Mark Zay, and I just recently, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I just picked up an American Comp Lite, which is an aluminum frame. So I'll show you that one quick too, because that was made in Minnesota. I made a video a few months ago about a Comp Lite that we have here in the shop. This is a different one, and it has a different anodizing. So let me get that, because it is also really cool, and there's some cool parts on there that I want to show off. Okay, so behind me, this is the American Comp Lite. Now, if you're interested in more of a deep dive into American bicycle manufacturing, I will link my prior video about American. It'll be in the description. But that one, if you've seen that video, it was a black anodized. This one is like light purple. Now, it's probably faded some over time because this bike was used and ridden a whole bunch, and anodizing does fade. You've probably seen black anodized parts that have turned that like kind of light brown color from being sitting in the sun. And it happens obviously to other shades of anodizing too, but I feel like black is the one that has the like, you're like, whoa, how did that turn that color? And that's because of the sun. But this is an aluminum frame made in St. Cloud, Minnesota, which again is only about an hour or so from the shop north of here. But it is a light purple, for sure has been faded. You probably not going to be able to see it on camera, but we can see where there was probably decals. So there stickers that are no longer there. Comp Light here and American on the down tube. Now this has probably one of the rarest parts that are on this bike is this Chris King dread set, or the Rasta headset, as people like to call it. So black, red, gold, green top cap. Now this one is even more rare because it is out the 1-inch version. And most of the time, I've had some 1.1/8" pass through the shop, but this is the first time I've had an 1.1/8" pass through the shop. So that is really cool. I'll actually probably be taking that off this bike because I have the original fork that came with the Dior XT headset and the Gorilla lock nut. So I plan on putting that back on, and it is set up single speed right now, and I'm with a White Industries hub. So I plan on keeping this one for myself because I'm really, lately I've been feeling the collecting Minnesota-made bikes, and the other American is for sale because it is a lot nicer and it's completely original and in minty condition. And with this one being so deeply faded, and you know, the build being kind of a mix of everything and nothing like era correct, I don't feel bad keeping this one for myself. And to me, it's still, you know, it was made in Minnesota, and that is the cool part for me. So that is the plan. You'll be seeing this build coming up on YouTube also, probably sooner than the Mark Z, because this will be pretty simple, just a fork swap and, you know, ditching the saddle, probably taking the rack off, and otherwise keeping it as it is. So yeah, expect to see a quick build video on the American coming up. Hopefully I can get to the Mark Z sooner than I think, but looking at my schedule, that might not happen. I do have another clunker build coming up for a customer that I'm going to be filming. It's going to be with an old Schwinn DX frame, so that's going to be really fun. And then lots of other cool stuff is happening. So if you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. If there's something you want to see, be it a how-to or more show and tells, etc., let me know in the comments. It means a lot. I'm trying to get on a much more regular 2-3 times a week YouTube videos, as we're kind of shifting how things are functioning at the shop. That is one of our goals. So any ideas on what kind of videos y'all would like to see would be really helpful. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Bye.